Okay, so in this video we're going to take a look at the beep test protocols, and that's simply the rules and the guidelines which outline how the test needs to be set up and conducted and what the rules are for the people participating in the test. Now, in a nutshell, the beep test is done by having participants run back and forwards between 2 points that are 20 metres apart, and in order to stay in the test they need to keep up with that audio tone. Now, of course, the audio tone increases as the levels increase, so it gets faster and faster and more difficult for people to keep up. In total, there are 21 levels to the beep test. Each of the individual levels then is broken down into further shuttles, and there could be anywhere from 7 to 16 shuttles depending on the difficulty level. Each level lasts for approximately 1 minute, and to begin with, level 1 is done at a speed of 8 kilometres per hour. So in order to keep up with the pace set at level 1, you'd need to be able to run backwards and forwards between the two cones at a speed of 8 kilometres per hour. When the test increases to level 2, the speed would then increase to 9 kilometres per hour. At level 3, it increases to 9.5 kilometres per hour. So from that point on, the increments per level are half a kilometre per hour. Now, of course, it's quite slow to begin with, and as I said, it gets faster and faster to the point where, regardless of your fitness level, you're not going to be able to keep up, and that would be the end of the test. Now, as each level changes, you'll hear an audio tone which is referred to as a triple beep. So 3 consecutive beeps close together. Now, that signifies that the difficulty level is moving up one. So with the information that we just discussed about the speed, we know now as a participant that the speed is about to increase, and we can predict that. There is a little bit of a misunderstanding from some people that the speed increases every single individual shuttle. So every time you run backwards and forwards, the speed gets a little bit faster. That's not actually the case. The speed only increases on the triple beep, which again signifies the beep test moving up to the next level. Okay, now what you need to do, of course, is to run as far and as long as possible, keep up with the beeps for as long as you possibly can, and when you're not able to do that, that becomes the end of the test. Alright, so what we'll do now, we'll have a quick look at some of the protocols, the rules again, but in a little bit more detail now as outlined in the documents that are provided by the Australian Sports Commission. Okay, so we've taken a quick overview of the beep test. Now let's read through the protocols so that we've got a good understanding of the rules of the test. You will be asked to position yourself on the start line at one end of the 20-metre course with your group evenly spaced apart. The audio CD will alert you that the test will start in 5 seconds, then a triple beep will sound. When the test starts, you need to jog the 20 metres so that your arrival at the opposite end coincides with the next single beep. When you arrive, you need to place at least 1 foot on or over the end line. Pivot and turn, making your way back to the start line in time for the next single beep. If you arrive at either end of the course prior to the single beep, you must wait there until the beep sounds before making your way back in the opposite direction. After approximately each minute, a triple beep will sound, indicating that the start of the next level of the test is commencing. Each time this occurs, the time between the beeps decreases. Your running speed must then increase to maintain the required pace. You must continue back and forth over the 20-metre course until you can no longer reach the end lines in time with the beeps. The test finishes when you reach exhaustion and cannot continue the test, or you record 2 consecutive misses at reaching the end lines in time with the beep. Once either of these occurs, your test will be finished and your score will be recorded as the last successfully completed level and shuttle. Once you have finished the test, you'll be directed to a cool down area where your score will be recorded. If you move off from either end of the course before a beep sounds, you'll be given a verbal warning. If you move off early again during the test, you may be disqualified. If at any stage you fail to reach either end line when the beep sounds, you must continue to that line, place at least 1 foot on or over the line, then turn and run in the opposite direction. At this point, you'll be given a verbal warning indicating your bib number and the fact that you have missed the beep. This will be your first and final warning. You must then reach the next end line within the beep, otherwise your test will be terminated. Okay, it's important to remember that the level and shuttle you hear being called out on the audio tone is the one that you are about to start, not the one that you've just completed. So I think at this point now I'll give you a quick explanation of an example of how this might work. If you successfully completed level 5.5 but were unable to reach level 5.6 before the audio beep, you would be given a verbal warning. You would need to complete level 5.6, turn and run back and catch up with the beep prior to 5.7. If you were able to do that, your test would continue and the warning would dissolve. If you were unable to reach 5.7, which would mean 2 consecutive misses, then the test would be finished and your score would be the score that you managed to actually complete, in this case level 5.5. These are the protocols used by the Australian Sports Commission and are relevant for our Victoria Police applicants, but it's important that you check with your organisation to ensure there are no discrepancies.